Oh.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-52439. You know. 205-964-52439. You know.
Good afternoon, and we're live for y'all can't see that. Don't worry about it. We're here to talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis, and we forgot to do the TikTok intro thing.
Yeah.
God, dog, son of a. And
we need to start writing on the board again.
we can still.
I can't remember all this shit.
We ain't gotta do that but one time. But anyway.
Okay.
But we sort of rushed it. Yeah. All right, so we're here to talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate where your cash or credit does not matter. Actually, being broke won't matter. So I'm here to help you. Okay, so while we're waiting, make sure you like and share this. That's all we ask. Follow, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, select all. That allows you to get alerted whenever we do go live and when I upload new videos on YouTube, which is where the majority of the content is located. What was I about to say? We start at 4 p.m. normally. Oh, this thing about to go out right now. We start at but I got it. We start at 4 p.m. normally, right? Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, what is that? 3 Mountain, and what is that? 2 p.m. Pacific, West Coast. East Coast, 5, Chicago time, 4, what's Mountain? Phoenix time, yeah, Phoenix time, 3, really? Okay, so I'll get off this one here.
Because I just had to start it over.
Free up a little bit. Okay. So if you want to join us live and get your questions answered, get pushed to the front of the line, just text the word Gator to the number here, and that'll push you to the front of the line. We'll go through a few of these. These keywords are to get you information to help you along the process of trying to put deals together, right? Now, if you want to partner with me, text 5050 to the number, right? 205-964-5243. If you want to partner with me on self-storage, this puts a lot of the rural areas into play. So text the word units. Units. You know how to spell it, units. All right. Most wholesalers fail because they can't recognize what a great deal is, right? This video is here to help you with that. So text the word GD to the number. And the second part of that, you'll need to know how to calculate ARVs. You must know the end game before you can know if you have a deal or not. What kind of cash buyer sell it for? So text the letters ARV to the number. Out driving for dollars. You need to know who owns that vacant house. It does a lot more, and that allows you to call them right on the spot if you wanted to, or text D4D, short for driving for dollars. All right, what else I got? Probably the most important one of these is the paperwork. All right, so what paperwork do you use? Well, I got you. Give that away. Text the word contract. The video that you receive back, you'll get instructions on how to fill it out for sellers and cash buyers and how to get it signed electronically. So if you need buyers, text the word buyers to the number also. I think I went through the gun. Oh, and just uploaded a video. You like some inspiration to get you going. Young man right here in my home state. Let me see. Where is it? Son of a gun. There it is. Dope. If you want to see that most recent video with him, how he explains how he found this deal driving for dollars and only used $10 to tie it up and made $15,000. So you know what that return on investment is? Like 14,990%. Where do they do that at? Text the word DOE if you want to check out that video, if you haven't already. All right, let's get it. I think we should have some questions loaded by now.
Hold on,
Oh, and again, we start at normally 4 p.m. Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, Mountain, 3 p.m., and on the West Coast, 2 p.m. And then on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, Mountain 6, West Coast 5 p.m.
All right. This one came from Instagram from Saucy Baller. They said, "How fast do you think I could get a deal just starting out?"
Well, what are you doing to generate leads? That's what it's all going to boil down to. How fast you start to generate leads. You know, how many sellers are you talking to per day that want to sell a piece of real estate that's off market in most cases? I mean, it's not advertised anywhere on the internet for sale, right? So all of the methods I talk about of generating leads is what you will need to focus on. Okay? So once you answer that question, normally you're going to have to talk to 25 to 30 people that actually want to sell before you get to a deal, normally. Maybe more for some people, maybe a little less, but normally.
All right. This one came from Dorian Gray Live on YouTube. He said, "What's up, Footman? I'm in the grind to find those gems. If a bank reposes a home, reposes a home, okay, and puts it up for auction to recoup its loss, would the minimum bid include the cost for property restoration?"
I don't know. It just depends on the lender, on what costs are associated. I think we can turn that heat down now. Y'all want?
Yeah, but you feel it?
Like, you'll see soon. You will see soon.
I think it's
I don't know if they that hot, but okay, we'll go with that. Y'all cold?
No.
Okay, because it's warmed up.
All right, this one's from Chico on YouTube. He said, "Do you need to put down earnest money?"
You don't need to. You can do deals without it. It's just a protective measure to make sure that you dotted your I's and crossed your T's. You're giving them, if you don't close on the deal, you're giving them a remedy. They keep the earnest money deposit. But if you don't do that, then there may be some form of compensation that they seek out because you didn't identify any. You know, it's all about the verbiage and what you sign or whatever, but ideally that's what protects you. You know, but we're talking 10 to $100 in most cases. You can't come up with that. You don't know one person or 10 people to give you $1 each to get $10, or 10 people to give you $10 to get $100, or one person. I'm just trying to be funny, but you know, that's not a big deal. If you're really targeting motivated sellers, now you're out there on the internet trying to deal with real estate agents, well, they're not going to deal with you anyway if you don't put up any earnest money. Period. So it ain't nothing to talk about.
All right.
And $100 normally ain't gonna work. 500 may be questionable. Normally they want 1,000. It's all negotiable, but hey.
All right, this one is from Eric Rodriguez on YouTube. He said, "Footman, can I still Erod? Footman, can I still get your purchase agreement, please?"
Huh? Erod, where you been, man? Erod and Footman is spelled with 2 words, not one Erod, for future reference. I do a lot of branding to make sure that's spelled correctly. If you're interested in contract, my man, Text the word contract. And isn't that just magical? The internet is so powerful. Oh, and the topic of today is, do you need a website to start wholesaling houses? If you saw the thumbnail, let me know what you think about it. We're working in process. So you might didn't see the thumbnail. Throw it up there, Jessica.
Throw it up there, Justin.
Move
I'm
the thing.
comment.
Yeah, there you go. Thumbs up if you like. What can we do?
Like this video if you like the thumbnail.
Dislike it too, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We just need some reaction. Now I wanted to put in the comments if they like the thumbnail or not. So what can we use?
The 100.
100 if you like it, and what's the other?
Thumbs down.
I guess thumb down if you don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you like the thumbnail.
All right. Let's see. This one is from Sophia Gonzalez.
Sophia.
She said, "What app do you suggest?"
I was watching that. I was watching that Saturday morning.
Oh, really?
And
They love to play that for Black History Month.
I was well, why not? And so
don't we got something happy?
That's what I'm getting to. I was getting ready. I was going to meet one of my friends who's trying to sell a commercial building. Want my help on it. And I was getting dressed. I sort of woke up to it. Well, I was just laying in bed. I turned it over there and saw it on TNT. And so by the time I got a shower and stuff still on, whatever, and I just sitting there thinking, because I know that movie it's really ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second movie I ever went to the movies to see.
Really?
Guess what the first one was?
I could never guess what.
Purple Rain. Two purples.
I think you told it.
Two purples, and then color purple. And so anyway,
fun fact.
Fun flip man fact.
Next time we do a contest, we need to ask questions like that.
Yeah. So beyond the real estate with you. Hey, you really did watch it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I know this ain't real estate, but whatever. We
here
show.
now.
I sit there and thought, I said, is this like the greatest? I don't want to just put a color on it. Is this the greatest black movie ever?
No.
Well, really, for me, just not black movie, just one of the greatest. I got some other stuff I'll watch, but over and over again. But the reason I say that because a lot of movies don't give you that full range of emotion.
That's true.
And it does it repeatedly.
It do take you down through there, and then it bring you back up.
It bring you up, down, like laughing hysterically to ready to cry. No, a lot of movies can't do that.
That's true.
Next,
I don't know about the greatest, but yeah.
Name something better. That's what I want you to do. Name a movie, and then like a lot of movies you see from the 80s, they look like they're from the 80s.
Yeah.
That movie, the what they call the filmography, or who that Spielberg did it. What did Spielberg do that? Mm-hmm. They did something ahead of their time on that. When you watch that movie, it doesn't look like it was filmed in the 80s.
It just look old.
No, I'm just saying the colors and all that stuff. You could just tell, like, a movie around the same time would be like Rocky 2 probably, or probably Rocky 3. Rocky 3 or First Blood. They don't look like that. Mm-hmm. Around the same time, they don't look like that. Mm-hmm. You can't, it's from the 30s or 20s or whatever, but you can't tell when that movie was when it was filmed. That's what I'm talking about. You can't tell when that movie was filmed. Question.
I'm weak because they not even commenting on
I know they don't want to hear this.
What app do you suggest for mass texting?
What is just say? What app do you suggest for mass texting? Okay, so curveball. Well, y'all just thought, boy, I'm hitting a home run today. Text the word text, and in this video, not only will you get that app, but also how to use it from start to finish. Text word text.
All right, this one came from Instagram. They said, would I be able to print out an actual copy of your contract?
What they say now?
Would I be able to actually print out a copy of the contract?
If you're talking about a blank copy, no. It has to be filled out. I thought I was doing something good by giving individuals opportunities to fill it out online to present a professional looking contract. You then could download it to print it out and do whatever you want to, or email it. Well, what am I missing in this equation? I don't know everything. Tell me, what am I missing?
All right, someone from TikTok asked, how many houses do you flip in a year's timeline?
Oh.
A lot, yeah.
He already said, somebody asked how many.
Yeah.
He already answered that, so multiply that by 52.
Well, they might not have been on then. That's the point.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm saying.
Yeah.
2 times 52.
Let's see. This one's, what is your preferred marketing strategy as far as best lists and contact lists and how to contact that list?
You said, what is your best preferred marketing method as far as favorite list to pull the property? Well, well, you know what? I just did a video on list. If you text the word list, I don't have a card for it, but if you text the word list to the 205-964-5243, that video will it'll break it all down for you. That's a recent video too.
Okay. Craig Lewis from YouTube asks, can I use your same contract to sell a lot?
Technically, no. That's different. But you can find some simple one-page templates out there, just a Google search away. Just find something that you're comfortable with presenting.
All right. This one is from Super Vibes on YouTube. They say, good afternoon, Footman. My question is, can I wholesale active foreclosures? And if so, does this process work different than a pre-foreclosure?
Well, it is possible if you have the right type of buyer, what I call a lazy buyer, right? Okay, and they basically don't let you do whatever. They just got the money, but you go out there and find deals for them. Because you're not finding anything any investor in any market can't find themselves. Those are listed properties. And the other issues that could be is the bank is going to control the entire process. When you're dealing with just Joe to blow that owns a piece of real estate, just a regular person, you're controlling the seller side of it. But a bank is going to choose where it closes. They're going to want you to have proof of funds. They're going to want you to have an earnest money deposit, probably a minimum of $1,000. A real estate agent is going to be involved. There's a lot of hoops got to be jumped through. Assuming you got all of that handled. Now, they're not going to allow you to assign it, and they're not going to allow you to double close it. Now, you could use transitional funding, but again, your buyer is going to have to be on board with that. So now, you would have to first find buyers that say, if I can negotiate a deal for a listed a foreclosure that's listed down to and accept the price and put it on a contract, would you accept a deal like that? If you can find buyers like that, the world is yours. That's all you got to do. And you got the $1,000, the approval funds, and so on. The world is yours. Now, with a pre-foreclosure, it's still in that person's name. They still own it. It's just about timing. How much do they owe? All that'll factor in on how simple that could be. If it's a situation where they owe too much and they need a short sale, which a short sale is basically where they're going to ask the bank to discount it, then that's now you're getting the bank back involved. But if it's a situation where what they owe, the numbers automatically work, then it's not a big deal. It's just a normal deal at that point, as long as you have enough time to close on it.
All right. This one came from Corey on YouTube. He said, or they said, what's up, guys? If I get a house under contract and the seller uses their lawyer's contract, can I still assign my position to an end buyer?
You're not deal breaker. You do not allow sellers to use their contract. Deal breaker. It's just no different. And if they gave you a price that doesn't work, deal breaker. You cannot allow sellers to control that part of the process. Up to you, I'm not going to do it. That means they're not motivated. I can guarantee you, and 9 out of 10 times, I guess that 10 out of 10 will be guaranteed, won't it? But I can guarantee 9 out of 10 that if you're talking to someone that's trying to control that part of the process, you don't have a deal. The numbers don't work. Not for wholesaling.
Okay. This one came from Cookie Sweet 101 on TikTok. They just asked to everyone. They said, "Does anyone know anything about wholesaling mobile homes? What can you tell them about that?"
Well, mobile homes, it'll boil down to does it have to be moved or not? See, mobile homes are like automobiles. They are depreciating assets. They go down in value every second, right? If land is not included, then a lot of times it's hard to wholesale those because you could easily get cut out of the deal because there's no closing needed. And then a lot of times the cost of moving it is the cost of moving it is more than what it's worth. You just have to really know what you're doing with mobile homes, especially if they have to be moved. If land is included, then it's just a regular deal at that point. It's still somewhat difficult to come up with a value sometimes. If it's in a mobile home park, you have to take in consideration what the lot rent is and all that. Obviously, condition, the size, and all that stuff matters. But coming up with a value, you can easily call mobile home dealers in the area, ask them, do they use mobile homes? If they do, give them the specs on it. You don't have to tell them where it is. And they'll probably tell you what they'll pay for it. And hey, you call 2 or 3 of them, you have a number to work with then. That's basically like your ARV at that point. Now you can go backwards. Okay, if they're willing to pay $10,000 for it, for me to make money, I know I need to get less than that.
All right, this one came from Uncle Buck on YouTube. I love that movie.
Who was in that?
Dang, what was you asking?
Then you normally know everything.
That's the one where
now
he
you
was
know
driving around
your boy had a show I liked, but it didn't last but like 4 or 5 episodes. Mike Epps. It was called Uncle Buck.
Oh, show did. Yeah.
I liked it.
It was funny, yeah.
And he had came to the Comedy Dome. I mean, the Star Dome shortly after that when it like got canceled. And he's like, "Well, Uncle Buck, what the you know?" It was so funny. But I like that little
The
show.
other show coming back with him and Kim Fields on YouTube. Not on YouTube, on Netflix.
I checked out on that.
We watched it in here.
I checked out on it I checked out on it.
Oh, Lord.
They
Okay.
got one situation and everything. Now I checked out. Normally I go past it, but I checked out.
What's the guy's name? John Candy.
Oh, I've never seen that one before.
With Uncle Buck. Okay. Anyways, off topic. But he said, where can you buy and place bandit signs?
Where can you buy and place bandit signs? If you text bandit signs, the word bandit, the phrase bandit sign to me, I'll send you the information. But on how to put them out, if you YouTube search Flip, I should have a video. I should have a card for that. But if you YouTube search Flipman and bandit signs, I have a couple of videos. One of them I'm out in the street actually showing you how and the psychology around placing them. Because there is a method to the madness. You don't just want to pull them out. You can be wasting money quickly. It's a terrible feeling. You put out 50 one day, and you go back and ride around and look for them, and they all down. That's just devastating. Ask me how I know.
All right, this one is from Stephanie from Chicago. She said, can I wholesale in Illinois?
Well, can you wholesale in Illinois? We ain't got that in a while, so I guess I'll go through it. Okay, and I need to just do it. I just need to do a video on that. The only reason I don't do it because we're only talking about 3 states. Yeah. Or whatever. But we get the question commonly. Those are some especially Illinois is a heavily populated state. So, and that's one of my biggest markets that people follow me is in Chicago. So I guess I just need to do one. So maybe this is the video and we'll just cut it and I'll just step it up. So let me act like this is a video. Hello, guys. This is Ty, aka the Flip Man. Anyway, but yeah. So, can you wholesale houses in the state of Illinois? Well, from my understanding, and I had an attorney on about 3 years ago from Illinois. He explained everything. But you can wholesale one house a year without a broker's license. And I think they don't really have real estate agents in the state of Illinois. I think they all are brokers. They just have different levels of brokers, is what it's titled. And so they want you to have a broker's license. Okay, so how can you get around that if legally, it's always hear about legality, being legal. I don't know no other thing, right? So how can you still wholesale houses legally in the state of Illinois, in the state of Kansas, in the state of Oklahoma? All right, this is how you do this. First, understand that there are a lot of broke real estate agents. You put a timestamp on that? Okay. All right. First, you must understand there are a lot of struggling real estate agents and in the state of Illinois, brokers. All right. Your first objective is you need to find someone that wants to work with you, partner with you on starting a marketing/web development company. So why do you say that? Okay, I'm gonna get to that. You have to understand about real estate agents or brokers. They buy a lot of services and products to run their businesses, from business cards, from direct mail, to billboards, radio, TV, social media. May play a social media manager. They spend money to generate leads. That's the purpose of it. They buy signage, they buy bandit signs to put in the yards and just throughout and so on. So what else do they buy? They also buy websites. So why is that important? All right, so this is what you do now. They'll normally have their own personal website for their business, for their agent or license, broker's license or whatever. So what you can do is in your web development / marketing firm, each time that assuming you found a realtor, you all a partner, they know what's going on. All right, you all have agreed. And we'll say you all agreed to split deals 50-50. So you're going to do all the marketing and generate the lead, right? Whatever that is, bandit signs, door knocking, direct mail, cold calling, text messages, or whatever. And you're going to do all the talking. So the only thing you're going to really need the broker for or the agent for is to sign off on it. All right, that's worth something. Now, it may not be worth 50% to you, but if I was in one of those markets, it would be up to 50% to me. They probably would do it for a lot less, but we're just going to go with the number. We're just going to go with 50%, but that makes it easy for me to do the math on it too. Okay, so you find the house. It's a deal. You all place it under contract. They sign off on it, place it on the purchase and sales agreement. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go and register that website name. It's called a domain name. If the address is 1230 18th Way, then that's what the website address would be. 1230 18th Way.com.biz.info.net. It doesn't matter. Normally going to cost you no more than $12. A lot of times less, depending on which extension you use. Okay? So what are you going to do with that? Then you're going to use one of the free web building services named Wix or Weebly. And what you're going to do is you're going to post photos and video of the property on that website. You build out on that website. So I don't know how to do that. Oh, that's fine. Got another solution for you. I got all answers, all of them for this anyway. You can go to Fiverr or Upwork, preferably Fiverr for something like this, and you can get someone to do this for you for probably anywhere from $10 to $25, right? They'll set it all up for you. All you need to do is just pay for the domain name, give them access to it, administrative access to it to set everything up. Okay, so now they do that for you. So whenever you all close on the property, say you all have it under contract for, we'll say $100,000, and you market it for $135,000, and somebody comes back and says, "Hey, I can't do $135,000. Would you all accept $128,000 for it?" Okay, yeah. So now you got a contract with your seller for 100,000. You got a contract with your buyer for 128,000. Guess what? Okay, so when you close on it, you invoice your broker / agent for the cost of that website. It's a marketing fee or whatever you want to call it, web development fee for $14,000, which is what? Half of the $28,000. So when they close on it, you don't have to wait on them to give you your money or have to be under, what's the word? You don't have to be under them trusting them to give you your money, even though you all have a partnership, but you don't have to be under the thumb of them trusting them to give you the money. It's invoiced at closing. So when they cut them a check for $14,000, they're going to cut you a check for $14,000 for your services. Boom. That's how you can get paid. Now, anyone that wants to challenge me that is illegal, please tell me how. They buy services all the time. And these are cash deals. Now, if there's a loan involved or whatever, but that's not wholesaling. We don't deal with people that need bank loans. Hard money is different, or private lending is different, but they need actual traditional financing. That's not going to probably work. That's not what we deal in anyway. So,
All right.
video, boom. Put the end on that. It's 31. What is that? 3119.
Yeah. All right, this one came from Instagram. They said they found a burnt house. The seller wants to sell for whatever they can get, but the lot is included. So the sale would be for the land because the remaining house needs demolishing. Is the sale possible?
Well, it is possible if it's a fire damaged property and the fire damage is so extensive that it can't be renovated, then it's just a lot play. So whatever the county value is try to get it at 10% of that. If the county value is $20,000, try to get the lot for $2,000. Now, if it's in an area where there's new development going on, or it's in a more higher price house area for your market, then yeah, you can probably almost pay what or close to what the well, you still don't want to do. You probably want to still try to get it at 50% or less. So it just depends on what type of neighborhood it's in. If it's in a D neighborhood, which is normally going to be the lowest price houses in a particular market, you try to get it at 10 to 20 cents on the dollar, if not less. And then you just work your way up.
All right, this one came from TikTok. They said, Footman, people will give you mobile homes because they don't have the money to move them.
I know that. What else is new? But you still got to have them moved.
Yeah.
That can easily be anywhere from $7 to $10 grand, sometimes more, depending on if it's double wide or triple wide. I totally agree. Guess why they will give them to you? Because they don't have the money to, or they don't. I ain't gonna say they don't have the money. They don't want to spend the money to move them because it's expensive, or can be, especially depending on where it's going.
All right, this one is from Jeff Mitchell on YouTube. He said, I don't understand how to do comps, and I call a lot of sellers. They never call back, and I can't get a realtor to help me out.
Okay, what's his name, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeff. All right, so you can't do comps. Well, where are we, Jesse? Where are we, Jesse? Where are we, Jesse? I got him. Oh, I need it. Before I answer that question, if you want to get your question answered on the live stream, text the word Gator and follow the instructions in the text. Should have been doing that. Well, we figured it out. Here we go. All right. The reason most wholesalers fail is because of what Jeff is asking. They can't determine what's a great deal or not. This video, Text GD, will help you with that. Part B of that, you need to know this also, ARV. Now, as far as the number of people you're calling, I would need to know how many people are you calling, how often are you calling them. That'll factor in greatly because cold calling, it takes a lot in a lot of cases. And then who are you calling? You know, what are you just calling vacant houses? Do you have a list that you're working with? Again, how many are you calling? How many you think you've called? All that'll factor in before I can possibly try to troubleshoot that for you. Who? Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, Jamil and we got 41 episodes of that, Comps 101. Just do a search for Footman Comps 101. If you need to know anything, normally it's gonna just do Flip Man and whatever you're looking for, and it may pop up for me, and it may pop up in abundance. We get any replies on the thumbnail?
Yeah, a bunch of 100s.
Okay, I want some. We get some. All right. We don't want no what they call it, like they got mass shaming. We don't want no thumbnail shaming. They scared to put up their real.
No. No. All right. This one says, what kind of numbers are you looking for to partner up?
What do you mean?
Like, what? I guess what kind of a deal?
Oh, it don't matter.
money-wise?
It's just relative.
Mhm.
Speaking of that, you want to partner with me? Text the numbers 5050 to the number, and that's for houses and for mini store self-storage or apartments. You can say that's apartment unit for them too. Text word units.
All right.
Oh, and on that also, again, I'm not saying I'm gonna try to remember to mention this every day. Is you may be living in an apartment building or even a house. It could be a house too, and you know you don't. It's not. There's not a property management company that's running the business. It's a what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, it's the owner.
Mm-hmm.
It's the actual owner, and you know they're tired of this business. Maybe elderly or whatever situation, health or a combination of both. And you know, just conversing, you know they want out. That's an opportunity for us. Please reach out to them. You ain't got to move probably, but it probably make it. You could probably, if you wanted to, probably pay your rent for the next 2 or 3 years. If you just wanted to, that's how much money we could possibly make off of it. Now you can ask them about it. They might not take you as serious because you're actually renting from them. They're like, "Why are you gonna buy this?" You know, they're just being real. So that's what I'm for. Let's get it. Or maybe you may know someone that lives in a situation like that. It may not have to actually be you. So.
All right. This one says, do you think you can find a good deal on Zillow?
It is possible. With any method, it's tedious. That's just one of those more tedious processes, but it is definitely possible. See, the biggest thing is you can find a deal because you're going to see you're 50% of the way there. Properties that are on Zillow, you're 50% of the way there because they want to sell and you want to buy. The problem is, or could be a problem, is will they sell it cheap enough? Assuming that they do, as long as you have a buyer or buyers that are comfortable with you finding properties that are listed on Zillow, and they're not going to try to circumvent you or blow your deal up, you can do it all day. And the country is yours. Mm-hmm. You just got to find the buyers that are comfortable with you going to Zillow and pulling properties offline that they could do the same thing. If you got that, the world is yours. And let me know. I want to know them too. Please. I'll pay you for them.
All right, this one came from Samantha Smith. She said the neighborhood I grew up in has 2 houses owned by the same man. They've been vacant for 10 years and has had so many complaints, but he won't sell. Do you have any tips?
Just keep reaching out to him. One thing we do know, this 4-letter word, it is not negative. LIFE. Life changes. All right. That's one. That's one of the reasons I've never gotten. No, I ain't gonna say that. Next question.
Okay.
Y'all know how to go down.
All right. This one came from Emmy.
Unnecessary road. So we try to reduce that. Let's limit. I get one a show. That I can just talk about whatever I want. Yeah, okay. Whatever I want to.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, we already did the color purpose on my.
So you can't say nothing else.
I can't do nothing else. Okay.
I have a property
one max.
I have a property under probate owned by my deceased father. The lawyer is trying to sell for anything basically, and it's a 4-level house with 20 acres cleared out in Virginia. What should he do?
Okay, so he has a property under probate owned by a deceased father, owned by my deceased father. Oh, okay, wow. The lawyer's trying to sell for anything basically adding. Wait a minute, I don't understand. So he has no say-so? Emmett has no say-so?
I don't know.
Emmett, are you the only child? Were you the only child? If you were the only child, that should be a simple probate process. I don't know the probate laws in Virginia, but yeah, you need to answer those questions. Are you the only child? If not, how many of you all are there, right? How many of those, have any of those, are any of those deceased? Because all of that will factor in.
He said the lawyer's willing to let me sell. Is there any advice you can give?
Well, then if the lawyer says, sell it.
Yeah.
Figure out the value and sell it. Let's get this bread, man.
Tell him what you want to do.
Yeah, it sounds like you got to tell him.
This
It's not the lawyer's property. If I'm not.
All right. He worked for you.
Unless I'm missing something.
All right.
I guess you don't know though.
Yeah. This one says, I heard wholesaling is going to get regulated. Are people fear mongering or is it true?
It don't even matter. Let it get regulated. So okay, that's fine. We got regulated. People still making millions.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Let it get regulated. I just gave you a solution on how to still do it. If I was a real estate agent and I was in Illinois, Kansas, or Oklahoma, I would be holding Saturday classes every week, training people how to wholesale real estate. And guess what? Y'all can all come through me to sign off on it. Let's get this money. I don't want but 20%. Huh?
All right, we got someone in the Gator room. Samantha and Cheryl. I can add you to the chat. I just need you to turn your camera and mic on.
What's up, Sammy?
Hi, how are you guys?
I'm good.
Good. I posted a question in the chat, but I just figured I'd do it this way. So I'm new to wholesaling. Haven't had my first deal or anything yet, but there is, so in the neighborhood that I grew up in, there's been a house that's been vacant. Well, two actually. Two that have been vacant for like 10 years. They're owned by the same man. And he's receiving lots of complaints over the 10 years, but lately it's gone really bad, but he won't sell. He won't sell. And so I don't know if I should just drop it or if I should go after it and if there's any tips.
No, don't drop it. Don't drop it.
And they're really bad houses.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't drop it. No. That's the worst thing you can do. He's not motivated now, but trust me, either one or two things you look like a fairly young lady. Well, one or two things going to happen. Either he's going to change his mind or he's going to die. And whoever's behind it then is going to be there to sell him, right? And probably sell him cheap. So continuously to reach out to him. I'll reach out to him at least once a month, either by a phone call or mail. I would probably just send him something in UPS or FedEx, like that size envelope is a little larger than this, and just send it every month, like clockwork. And he's going to know who I am. I hope you're having a great day, and I'm looking forward to March starting. Just let us know if you're interested in selling those houses. We're still interested. Every month. Now he might call you, cuss it out, but whatever. Hey, cussing is free.
Right.
So, okay. What market are you in?
What do you mean? Where do I live?
I'm saying what city you all are in?
So I'm in Utah actually. So it's Riverton, but it's a nicer area, and those houses. ARV is going for like 500, 600, but wow. They're really run down.
And the houses are run down in a $500,000 neighborhood. Oh man, I know. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I know. I saw those, and I was like, I have to at least try because they've been sitting there since I was 10 years old. So.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what? So are they next door to each other? The one is on one block, the one's on another.
So it's his house, then a neighbor house, and then his house again. So they're just right next to each other, basically.
So,
I met the neighbor, man.
so, oh my God! So the person, so that's someone in the middle of both of those houses.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh my God!
Yeah.
That is terrible. Okay, so does he keep the lines up or anything?
No, it's all really bad. Sorry, I'm cooking dinner.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so no, that's terrible. Oh my God! Oh my! I would. Well, I guess you're trespassing if they go over there and cut the lawns or whatever. But yeah, that's what I would do. Samantha is just follow up. It'll change. At some point, he will sell. Just hopefully, he's still motivated to sell at a price that makes sense or whatever. So,
Okay.
but before you go, have you personally reached out to him, or you just know other people have tried?
I have tried to reach out to him. I'm gonna try looking into other ways, maybe finding actually out where he lives. He lives not in this area. He's moved, and so I'm thinking I might just go to his house and knock on his door.
Well, so have you sent him? Have you actually talked to him, or you just sent him stuff in the
I
mail?
just sent him stuff.
Okay, yeah, go knock on the door. If he's close enough, if you're Gator, go knock on the door. hey, what can he say? Just take someone with you, of course, but go knock on the door.
All right, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem at all. Good luck to you. Let us know.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Check your mic on YouTube.
Go ahead.
They're saying that it's going in and out.
Oh yeah, that's probably because I'm hollering.
Oh my God. I would not want to live in between those.
Oh, he living in between them too. Oh, that's terrible. I'll be cutting that grade. He'd be mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
You'll think somebody living there. It'll be just as manicured as mine is.
Because if they got bugs, then you got bugs.
Yeah, and $500,000. Oh yeah, that'd be cutting. He may have the prettiest lawns in the whole neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
If you come over here and cut my grass, I don't know who's doing that.
Can y'all let us know on YouTube if you can hear or if it's
I
better?
don't know who's doing that.
And let me see. I don't know who the broad Delta person was. I read the question, but they just kept posting it. I went on and blocked them. I don't know if that was me, but it's done now. They just kept like copying and pasting their questions.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, maybe they'll be back next time.
Oh, we blocked them.
Oh, they'll be all right. This one says, can you wholesale a subdivision or a mobile park? If so, how?
Yeah, it's possible. You got to have one owner in most cases to simplify it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people build whole subdivisions just for rentals or lease options or whatever. So it's possible, for sure. So I guess we'll go ahead and get into the topic.
Yeah.
Do you need a website to start wholesaling real estate? All right. If you know anything about me, I have a lot of websites.
It's an understatement.
He really does.
He has a lot of websites.
I got a lot of domain names too, just wasting money, a lot of it. With that being said, before I go into this, if anyone's looking for a great website name for their wholesaling real estate business,
Hit Tyler,
I pretty much have all cities registered. If you're in Atlanta, I have Cash Buyers of Atlanta or cashbuyersatl.com. The .com is important because that's like, my mama know what .com is. You might not know what .net, .info, .biz, whatever, .io, any of those extensions, but .com is king. That's what the reason .com is king is because it reaches everyone that are not techies. So it's the masses that know .com, and they might not know the other ones exist. Yeah. And you'll lose. See, like I have Flipman.net. I lose a lot of traffic because I don't own Flipman.com, and they want to sell it for like $50,000. I'm not willing to pay that.
Oh my God.
Now I could have got it cheaper years ago, but last time I checked, they wanted $50,000 for it. It ain't worth it to me. You know what I'm saying? Even though I make a considerable amount of money with this stuff, but it ain't worth it to me. But I just want to let you. So if Cash Buyers of whatever city, I probably got it of any decent size. If you want it, let's talk. You know, that makes it a lot easier. It's a great branding tool. So if you're the cash buyers of Dallas or cash buyers of DFW, hey, you the man or the woman or whatever. So anyway, all right. So do you need a website to start wholesaling houses? No, you don't need a website to start wholesaling real estate. The internet has only been around to the masses since about 94, 95-ish. You know, it's been around 30 years before that, if not longer, but to the masses. So, but wholesaling existed long before the internet did. Wholesaling real estate. The first course that I bought and how I learned all this stuff, it was Ron LeGrand. And I bought it in 2003. The course I was listening to was from 1997. And in the course, he was talking about different ways to market and to find information or whatever. And he said in the course, they got this thing now called internet. You can find it there too. And now in 2003, we saw alone, you know, quite deep into it. You know, everybody knew what it was and using it at that point. But, you know, that always just stuck out to me that was a 6-year-old course. So he had just, I guess, was aware of it basically. And probably that was maybe the first time a lot of the people that was in that class, because it was just a recording of a class that I got, and him mentioning the internet. All right. So yes, you can start your business without a website. No question about it. And in most cases, most people are going to probably start that way. Now, when I started, I already had it. Just anything that I did, I was going to put a website with, right? And I could do just enough where it wasn't, I guess you would say, a professional enough. I always have been better, you know, but I could do just enough or whatever. So why is it important? Now, this is 2022, so we know why it's important. The only reason you know that I exist is because of the internet. That's how important it is. You're watching this, whether you're watching it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, it's all the internet. So a website is basically a layer of the internet, basically. All right, so why do you need a website? Again, you don't have to have it to start, but after that first deal, establish that LLC, establish a website, because guess what a website does for you? It's your 24/7 salesperson, right? Now, to get people to your website is a whole other conversation, because just having a website, it can be somewhat useless in some situations if you're not doing anything to let people know it exists. So whenever you're promoting anything that you do, just like you're going to promote your phone number or your social media handles, which is basically a form of a website, it's just the next layer of it in reality, right? You always are including that information, because the first thing we like to do when we want to know about something, or especially business or a business we're going to try to get involved with, guess what we do? We go to Google and we look it up to see if they got a website. Or we'll look it up through their social media. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, those are like a combination. It's like I said, the next layer of it. And so, well, I don't know how they was. I don't know anything about that. I can barely send an email. Guys, I wasn't born knowing how to do this stuff. No one was. There's no excuses. When I started learning about how to do this stuff, YouTube didn't exist, right? Now it does, and sites like it tell you. Now you can learn a lot of things on YouTube, right? But one of the things you can probably learn the most about is building a doggone website. You don't have to do it yourself. The only thing that you need to know how to do, and I did a post yesterday on TikTok, is first you're going to come up with a domain name, right? A domain name is the website name, the www.flipman.net or .com or whatever, right? That you come up with that first. So what goes into that? So a lot of people, and it's fine, it's up to you, they like to include their names into stuff. And it may not say anything about what they actually do. That's fine. whatever. But in reality, are you in it to see your name and likes, or are you in it to make money? Now, you could possibly do both, of course. But ideally, when you're thinking about a website, there are a couple of rules that you need to keep in mind. All right. The shorter, the better. Easy to remember. And hopefully it tells you what you do. Now, sometimes they have what we call brandables. It doesn't tell you what to do, but it's short and it's a made up word. Example, dealulator.com. That's a made up word. So dealulator.com was going to be available because I made it up. It's a play on the word calculator. Calculator is spelled Calculator. I replaced the CALC with DEAL to come up with Dealulator. I branded the crap out of it. So now people know what it is. That definitely that follow me, you know what it is. Now, somebody here and they don't have any interest in real estate, they're not going to know what it is. But I'll give you some examples that everybody know what they are. Google. Was that an actual word, or I guess go with glasses, goggles? I'm thinking about goggles, ain't it? Goggles is spelled with one O, right? So was Google an actual word, or was that a made up word?
Pretty sure that's a made up word.
Okay, but one of the biggest brands in the world. It's a made up word. If you didn't know anything about this, somebody said Google and you tell me what it is, then they wouldn't know what it is. But they spent so much money to brand it that it's very few people that don't know what it is. I wouldn't know my mama know that.
You just Google it and it pops up Dealbreaker with the definition and the very next.
Well, but it's been up for years though. It's going to. There's too many people, too much traffic goes there. Google just going to automatically, because they want you to get what you're looking for or whatever. That's the simplicity of Google and other search engines, but especially Google. But anyway, so with you, like I was mentioning, so you're in the real estate business. So my name is Tyrone Taylor. So if I just said Tyrone buys house, that's fine or whatever. I personally wouldn't use that because I don't want people to have a face behind what I do as far as on that side of the business, right? Now, there's a face on this because you see me or whatever with this flip man stuff. I'm talking about actual real estate investing. I hate when people, I ain't gonna say I hate it, but I don't like it when people, like when I show up at a house or something and they recognize me from this. I like the a real piece of probably don't have to be a house, but I just don't like it. Now every time it's happened, I've closed those deals. But I don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say they might want to do it with you more, knowing that
But
it's you.
they didn't know it until I showed up, though, or whatever. I've seen, So, but I like to separate the two. So I separate the two with the names that I use. I don't include my name in anything or whatever. So, like just using some of the websites I use for the real estate, like for the commercial stuff, I have ROIdeals.com. ReturnOnInvestmentDeals.com, or for the houses, ICloseFast.com, or CashBuyer.com with a K, Cash Buyer with the K. Like I said, I have all those cash buyers I got Atlanta cash buyers, which that's one of the few I could get like that, but that's for sale. And what else I got that's on that side? I guess the Dealbreaker, but that's more like the flip man stuff, I guess. What else I got? I'm trying to think. I got dogcheap.com. That's for cash buyers or whatever. And that's more of a brandable. So that's a perfect example. Dog cheap has nothing to do with real estate. Now, there's a phrase that can be used. I got it dog cheap. I bought it dog cheap. Not to disparage dog lovers, but I got it dog cheap or whatever. So I paid for that domain. I had to pay a good grip for that. I'm still paying for it. They wanted to offer payment. I took it. Almost $2,000 for that name because I wanted it. Whereas normally it cost them probably $8 to register it. Oh, you don't know how to do it like that. So, but that being said, so that domain name is so important because Being easy to remember. Oh, the one rule, like I used to study domain. This is how I learned about Bitcoin and crypto when I used to be heavy into studying domain names. Is they call it the billboard and radio test. If you see it once on like if you saw a domain name or a website name on a billboard, and if you can remember it by seeing it one time, it's a good domain. Or if you hear it once, like on the radio or a podcast once, and you remember it, it's a good domain. So that's why the shorter, the better. Easy to spell in a lot of cases. Easy to type, as they say. I guess that's the same thing as easy to spell. Those are just like the basic rules of a domain. So if your business name is, I don't know, Big Equity Investments LLC, that doesn't need to be your website name. They don't have to be the same. Big Equity LLC, Big Equity Investments LLC.com would not be a good domain name. That would be too hard to remember. But bigequity.com would be a good one. It's probably not going to be available. As for the .com, it probably wouldn't be available, but that would be a good one. Or biginvestments.com would be a decent name. So anyway, starts there. Now to get one built, say, well, I still don't know what to do from there. All right, so this is a simple process. So you choose the domain name. Mark this right here, Oksana. So here's the simple process. You choose a domain name. You can go to places like GoDaddy.com. So I went through why you need to choose certain domain names and how you go about choosing. It needs to be easy to remember and as short as possible. And hopefully it tells you what you do. All right, you accomplish that. You register, that'll cost you anywhere from $12 and less normally. All right, GoDaddy.com is a good place, but there are other places that you can register a domain name. Okay, the next thing is you say, well, I don't know what to put on the website. Do this. This is get inspired by others. Go to go to Google and do a search for buy my house fast in whatever city you're in. You don't even have to put the city in there. Just put in there, buy my house fast. Guess what's going to happen? The page results are going to fill up with nothing but real estate investment sites wanted by your house. Some of them are going to be national. Some of them are going to be local to you. Pick out one, or you may do a combination. Use them as templates on what you like. The only thing is you'll just change your phone number, your market, and make a logo and the color. And once you have that, all you have to do is just copy those links, right? Then go over to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, or Upwork.com, and post a job or select someone. On Fiverr, you just basically select someone based on their ratings or whatever, send them a message, say, hey, what would you charge me to do a site just like this one, right? Normally, you can get it done for less than $100, where they're all in, right? And so you just have to somewhat go through each page and maybe change the verbiage to fit what you're doing, but that's it. So that now you don't literally know how to design an actual website. And they'll tell you what they need from you to set up, and they'll take over and do the rest. That's it. For less than $100, you're in the game. What having a website? We're not trying to take orders or anything. The only thing you're going to be there, you're going to have why they should choose you, your content, a form that they can fill out if they want to. You don't want to include an email address because you'll get a lot of spam. And then just the phone number on the site. That's it. Boom. That will allow you to build a website for, like I say, less than $100. And you don't have to know anything about it. Who's next?
Who's next? Go. Child, we have so many. This one says, what's going on, Ty and the rest of the squad? I hope all is tight. My question for today is, who's cutting my check at the closing table? Is it the motivated buyer or the motivated seller?
Okay, so Omar wants to know, who is he getting the money from at the closing table? Neither one of those are actually cutting your check. Now, what has happened is the buyer brings the funds to the closing table to make it all happen. But the title company or the closing attorney is actually going to cut the check on their account, but it's funded by the buyer. So in the reality, the buyer is paying you, but it's going to come from the title company or the closing attorney, and they'll either give you a hard paper check or they'll bank wire if you want to. They'll wire to your bank.
All right. This one says, when you cold call houses, what do you say if the person on the other end is a wholesaler?
Oh, well, you hadn't cold called an owner. You say, hey, man, oh, wow, I'm trying to find me a deal. So you got anything? Just try to network, see what, so how you all can, work together.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, if you call a list, you shouldn't run into any wholesalers. That means that wholesaler owns that property, right? Now, if you calling just stuff online, then yeah, you're gonna run into wholesalers all day long. Especially from Facebook and Facebook group, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups, Craigslist, whatever.
All right, this one says, hey, Footman, Ross here. I have a seller behind on taxes due March 1st, or it will be seized. It's a 3.5 on 10 acres near Detroit, something like that. She owns it free and clear. She is trying to sell it retail. I'm offering to pay taxes to take ownership and have her seller financed at a discount and low rate because it needs repairs, or should I hold and convert to the Airbnb?
Okay, so at a discount low rate because it is. So she's willing to do the owner financing. If she's willing to do the owner financing and she's trying to get retail, if you think you can Airbnb it, then yeah, boom, there it is.
You're not gonna run a comp right now, are you?
I'm not in a position to.
I got you.
Yeah.
Just want to ask.
Yeah.
I want the people to think I'm skipping. Let's see. This one says, I'm dealing with a pre-foreclosure and she doesn't want to sell her house. How do I handle that? Kind of answer that with the
Yeah, we saw the answer that earlier. Cuz Zay. Am I saying that right? Cuz Savage. Cuz Savage.
Just keep reaching out to him.
Yeah.
This one says, how do I schedule a call with the Footman?
Mr. Roddy Hoop, I really don't have an option where you can just schedule calls with me like that. My number's out there. You can call me. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't really schedule calls like that. But normally what's going to happen, I don't, my number's out there everywhere, like literally. And so people call me, I'm going to end up referring you back to my videos or whatever, so unless you got a deal in place, we can talk about that. But if you don't know how to do that, then you go back to the video. Now, I'm not saying don't call me, but because my number's out there everywhere, I'm just letting you know what's going to probably happen.
All right, this one says, for my first deal, do I get transactional lender for my funds before selling to a cash buyer?
Call it just like that. You say for my first buyer, do lender for funds before. No, that's not needed. Transactional funding. No, not for what you explained. If you got a cash buyer, there's no need for no transactional funding. Guess I don't understand the question.
All right. This one says, I'm late to the chat, but I agree with you about the color purple.
Oh, you ain't late. Have you heard that? That was early on.
Yeah, they've been saying that. I'm just moving. I'm moving.
Oh, you just reading it. Oh, okay. Oh. Jessica's late to the chat.
Nah, it's just so many.
Oh, is it?
Let's see. This one says, I went driving for dollars today. Seems everyone got the drop in the area like a couple of months ago.
They did what?
They went driving for dollars today. It seems like everyone got the drop in the area like a couple of months ago.
They got the drop. What does that mean?
Maybe they've already been called or something.
Oh, no. Keep calling them, baby girl. Life, just because they said no today You know, and they said no to the other person, don't mean they'll say no to you. Keep doing your thing. Make sure you keep doing it, Sharice.
On TikTok, they asked, where do you get leads from?
Okay, on TikTok, where do you get leads? Well, there are a number of ways you generate leads. Door knocking, cold calling, driving dollars, text messaging, Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, direct mail, Bandit Signs, bunch of stuff.
All right. Let's see.
Who knows? Before we close out, we're getting close. Who knows about NFTs? If you know about NFTs, just put in NFT in the comments on best on YouTube. If you know what NFT is, then yes, I know what an NFT is. Or just NFT. Oh, remember, guys. Again, we normally go live on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, Mountain 3, and on the West Coast 2. I don't know why that's hard for me. And then on Thursday at 8 p.m., 7, 6, and 5, accordingly.
Okay. Someone came from TikTok to YouTube. They followed you from TikTok. They said, do you do classes?
Well, yeah, but if you're on YouTube, if you follow me from TikTok to YouTube, you're in the class already. If you're on my YouTube channel, if you're not, go there. Everything you need to know is on my YouTube channel for free. I like to make that clear to people before they ever spend a dime with me, right? Everything you need to know is on my YouTube channel for free. I hate when people say, it's the same stuff on YouTube. I said that. The difference is the course will speed it up because it's organized. YouTube is free. It's hard to be free. I don't care how it's organized. It's hard to be free. And you have to compare. A course is not going to have everything that YouTube has because we're talking 13 years of content. 800 plus videos. I can officially say there's over 817. I've been saying almost 800. We've been over 800. 800 videos. Now, some of them, shorts and all that stuff, but that count. I normally don't put stuff out that I don't think I'm adding some value.
Spammers.
Oh. So yeah, but you're there. Everything you need to know is on YouTube for free.
All right.
Free. We had that commercial, TurboTax. Free. That's
right.
marketing. So I remember the company that had it. You know what I'm saying? That's marketing.
All right, this one says, I have 2 properties by the same owner to go look at tomorrow, and she has a realtor handling the paperwork. How do I go about that?
Oh, look, there you go. I just said, if you're going to deal with an agent, as long as you have a buyer that is willing to go down that road with you, hey, the world is yours. Just understand if an agent is involved, they're going to want to use their contract. They're going to probably want at least $1,000 of earnest money on each house, and they're going to want you to be able to prove that you can pay for it. If that's not an issue, anything I said, then hey, again, the world is yours.
How do you know if you're getting a good deal for land?
Wow, we started to talk about that earlier, but it's just going to depend on how much activity is going there. See, in order to know that you have a good deal, you need to know what you can sell something for. What something will sell for at full price. That lets you know if you have a good deal or not on anything, right? So with land, sometimes it's difficult to come up with what could it sell for at full price, especially in areas where it may be in the lowest price houses part of your market. A lot of that land, there's no development going on there. So land, a lot of times is, it's easy to tell what it can sell for because it's being sold all the time. So you have something to compare to. But if that's not the issue, then it's difficult. So assuming you can tell what it's worth, then again, depending on the neighborhood, you're still trying to get it as cheap as possible, 50% or less. But if it's in one of those areas where, lots sell rarely, then you're trying to get it for 10 cents on the dollar. What I mean by that, if they're asking 10,000, if the county says it's worth 10,000, you're trying to get it for 1,000. That's 10% of a 10,000.
All right. When you send your contract to the title company, then do you decide when to send the RMD to the title company?
You wait until you get a buyer in most cases, because the buyer may dictate. Well, ain't no may. They're going to normally dictate where you close. Sometimes they won't care, but you don't know that until you're dealing with, unless someone you already know is going to wholesale to. And then that's when you worry about getting contracts and EMDs in place. Now, sometimes sellers may want you to go in and get something in place. You have to just handle it at that point, and then you may have to transfer it. So, but yeah, we've been rolling pretty hard. And I got somebody to do it at 5:30. But well, she supposed to call me, so whatever. All right. So if you didn't get your question answered, I think she did. If you didn't get your question answered, then post them in the comment section of any of my YouTube videos. I answer those on a daily basis. This will go into replay mode on all platforms. The best experience is on YouTube. Remember, we go live every day, Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and on Thursdays. On Monday through Wednesday, it's at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 Central, 3 Mountain, 2 p.m. on the West Coast. And then on Thursdays, it's 8, 7, 6, 5. All right, so hope we got it all in. Remember, if you need the real estate tool that we use every day, text the word tool. And then if you want to train it on it after you've signed up for it, text the word time, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Hi.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 215-964-5243. Now you know.